Shalom Israel. First and foremost, when you give all praises, honor and glory to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem Kakadash, that honors the apostles, and elsewhere Milzon for teaching us truth, peace, and blessings. To your hope like the Israel and Shalom. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father in Hebrew. Ba'Hashem means the name, and Yahweh Shai is the name of the begotten Son. Background lesson, as you see in the title, these so-called independent/feminist women are through, and you're about to see that in this video right here. Because you're going to have many of these women today thinking that they don't need a man to protect them, to provide for them, especially coming to these last days in the midst of all this chaos is about to erupt, especially in the times of Jacob's trouble, when you're about to see all hell breaking loose. And a lot of these women that have this mentality are going to be found out, man, and are going to realize that they need a man, which you're about to see right here in this video. It's like basically I don't want to say a competition, but it's like one of those TV shows that they hold between men and the women of who can survive the longest. And you'll see how this will play out. And how this will play out comes these last days, man. Because these women are going to be, these so-called independent and feminist women, are going to be the main ones begging and crying for a man, specifically the man and Lord, in these last days.
Guys, so I pulled up a clip from the show Survivor, where the men are competing against the women to see who can survive the best and thrive. And just take a look at what happens a week into the challenge. So they have no food, no fire, their clothes are soaked, and they're freezing.
We've been crapped on since we've been here. We got 0 sleep last night. We stayed up the entire night, froze, soaking wet, and we haven't had fire because it rained and put it out, so now we haven't eaten.
So at the brink of survival, let's see what they do next.
Hey boys!
Where are you going?
They're gonna call the men for help.
Come on!
Y'all will have fire, do you?
Do I have fire?
Yeah.
They are sounding like damsels in distress, because you can see they're using their girly voice.
Can we go buy your fire dryer?
Sure, go over there. Go right now.
And that really appeals to our protective side, because we are meant to protect women.
And one of the main points I'm going to be pushing throughout the lesson, those women that don't want to get with the program, that don't want to get in line and in order, you're through.
I just want to be warm for like 1 minute.
The masculine energy is meant to protect the feminine energy. It's just
Because the men are going to be the hiding place, the sanctuary, the safe haven in these last days, man, against that strong wind, which is going to these judgments, these plagues, these pestilence Lord's going to bring out upon this place, man.
programmed within us. And this is why it damn near irritates us when a girl acts like one of us. Because, like, how am I going to protect you if you're acting like me? You're acting like a man. So how am I going to protect you? You're not appealing to my protective side, my protective programming.
I was thankful last night that we stuck to our guns a little bit after tribal and didn't run over and jump in the men's shelter.
This lady right here is probably one of the most confident women and the one that was bragging the most about beating the men. Yeah, we're going to beat the men. We can show them that we can survive better than them, and we're going to thrive. Feminism.
And that's a spirit that you see heavily being pushed in Babylon the Great, aka America. That the woman can do what a man does and do it better. They don't need a man to provide for protection. And we'll see about that coming to the last days amidst all this chaos, man. Because you have women getting ravished out here, homes being broken into, people getting killed. You know, it's finna get bad out here, man. And once again, y'all women that don't want to get with the program, that don't want to get in order and get in line, are through and are finished, man. You're through, man.
Going over there this morning, I have no I've never been so miserable.
When it comes to survival, all that feminism and gender equality stuff goes out the window. Everyone just naturally goes into their roles without even talking about it.
So there you go. You know, all that went out the window once they saw fire, food, you know. And that's what the men are going to be, a sanctuary in the strong wind that's to come, which we get in the scripture after that. But now let's get Jeremiah 37, because these are the times that we are coming into. And once again, the main point, sorry if I keep bringing it up, but y'all women that don't want to get with the program, you know, and get in order, go and kick rocks and see where this mentality leads you, man. Because these are going to be the exact women that are going to be crying and begging for a man in these last days to protect them, begging for food, you know, to provide for them. These are things that you're about to see, man. So, hey, keep that same mentality and keep the same energy and see where it leads you, man. Jeremiah 13:7. The last day is great, so none is like it. It's been times of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. So we're heading to the time of our trouble, man. Specifically for 2/3 of our wicked people, but those that are within this faith and this truth will be tried and will be tested also. But he shall be saved out of it. How Ba'Hashem Shai is going to defend and protect his men coming to these last days. And y'all women that don't want to get in order and get in line are finished, man, because Yahweh Shai is dealing with men. Multiple scripts go into that, man. Isaiah 32 and 9 through 11 right here. And this was coming to you, a lot of you prideful and wicked ass women. I don't need a man. I hate man. I can do what a man does and do it better. Keep that same energy. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. So you're going to have a lot of these women in trouble, man. In great peril coming into these last days, man. When these devils come down with that great wrath, bringing that hammer down. In the midst of all this chaos that's about to erupt, that you see also over there in Illinois, the purge law now being implemented. So things are progressively going to spiral and get even worse, man. And especially a lot of you so-called independent and feminist women are finished and are through, man. In many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones, strip you and make you bare and gird sackcloth upon your loins. So showing you that a lot of these women are going to be destroyed, man, and are going to be in great trouble. And that's one of the main points I was bringing up. Those that don't want to go with the program, go and kick rocks, man. Because ultimately, a lot of these women hate order, man. Proverbs 1:26 through 28, and that, once again, as I was kind of mentioned earlier, that's the exact spirit that you see being pushed, that rebellious, independent, feminist spirit. That I can do whatever I want, I can do what a man does and do it better, that men have no need to exist, this and that. This type of shit that you see being pushed, man. And once again, those are going to be the main women begging and crying and screaming for help, begging for a man in these last days, man. Proverbs 1:26 and 28. But a lot of you prideful and wicked ass women, hey, this was coming to you. So that I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. So you're going to be the ones being laughed at and being mocked. Especially a lot of you scoffers and mockers, man. Verse 27, when your fear cometh, that desolation and destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you, then shall they call upon me. Then you want help. Then you want protection. Then you need a man. Because you're going to have a lot of these women flocking to the men of the Lord. Going back to Isaiah 4:1, because the men are going to be the hiding place. And the once again they're on flock, to the men, specifically, the elect. But it says, verse 20, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. So you have a lot of these women in the last days trying to seek protection, sanctuary, and all that. But a lot of these women are going to especially be turned away, man. Because Yahweh Shai once again is dealing with men. Read verse 28 one more time. Then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. Isaiah 2 and 12, once again, to go into this pride that a lot of these women have in general, is going to be brought low. But this is just dealing with pride in general, man. These people that are in this lofty estate, thinking it's all fine and dandy, especially these women, man. They're the main ones being put on a pedestal in today's society, thinking that they're above everything. Always the victim, and man, Isaiah 2 and 12. But hey, that pride is going to be brought low. For the day of Yahweh Shai of hosts shall be upon everyone that is proud and lofty, especially you women, and upon everyone that is lifted up, and he shall be brought low. So you're going to be brought low, man. That prideful, lofty estate you were once in, you're going to be brought to the ground. I got a few more scripts that came to mind, and what's in the Lord said I find a lesson. I was scrolling through TikTok and I saw that, which I saw a while back, but I never got to really dive into it. But once again, this is the type of things that you're going to see, man. The type of a state that these women are going to be in, man. Once they figure out that feminist, independent mentality is not working, it's not benefiting them, they're going to be running and seeking for a man. Specifically, a man of the Lord. Isaiah 4:1, which you're about to see right here. Now it says, in that day, 7 women shall take a hold of 1 man. And when you go to the number 7, it goes into the word completion. So, give it any amount the Lord may send your way. And in that day, 7 women shall take a hold of 1 man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. So, showing you that these women are to be seeking for a man. As you are seeing, they're pushing this, that prideful mentality, this rebellious spirit, that they don't need a man, that they're the prize, that they're the reward, you know. But when you go into the scriptures, the men are going to be the ones to be sought out after. The prize, the reward, is the men. But in today's society, in Esau Edom's queendom, I should say, it's not really a kingdom, with all the wickedness and the confusion that I see being pushed, especially the woman being put on a pedestal. By Isaiah 32:2. And a man shall be as in hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest. That's going to all these judgments, these plagues, these pestilence. The Yahweh Shema Shah is going to rain upon this place as you are seeing now. Read it from the top one more time. So as we read Isaiah 4:1, how the men are going to be the ones to be sought after, and how they're that hiding place as we're reading right here. And a man shall be as in hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as a shadow of a great rock in a weary land. That sanctuary, that safe haven. As we just played in this video right here, going to the little challenge that they held to where who can last longer or who's better at surviving. And you see these women in a terrible estate, man. That's going to be the exact, position that they're going to be in coming to these last days, man. In times of Jacob's trouble. Thinking that they're better than man, that they're independent, they're feminists, that we can do what a man doesn't and do it better. We don't need you to protect us, this and that. But as soon as trouble hits, as soon as that's a doorstep, it all goes out the window, man. They're the main ones begging and crying for help.
Where you going?
They're gonna call the men for help.
Come on.
Y'all will have fire, do you?
Do I have fire?
Yeah.
They are sounding like damsels in distress, because you can see they're using their girly voice.
Can we go buy your fire dryer?
Sure, go over there. Go right now.
And that really appeals to our protective side, because we are meant to protect women.
I just want to be warm for like 1 minute.
The masculine energy is meant to protect the feminine energy. It's just programmed within us. And this is why it damn near irritates us when a girl acts like one of us. Because how am I going to protect you if you're acting like me? You're acting like a man. So how am I going to protect you? You're not appealing to my protective side, my protective programming.
I was thankful.
Once again, those women that don't want to get with the program, that don't want to get in order, will be left behind, man. And once again, found out. Isaiah 32:2. And a man shall be as in a hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. So once again, the men are going to be the ones to be sought after and desired, man. Isaiah 13:12 right here. I'll make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. So the value of the man is only going to increase as we progress later in teeth and days, specifically the men of the Lord, man. I need to stop saying, man after these sentences, but you're kind of grouping it together. But it says Proverbs 18:10. And we're making Yahweh Bashem Shai our sanctuary, our safe haven. And the men of the Lord are that to the women. Proverbs 18:10. This is the name of Yahweh Bashem Shai is a strong tower. The righteous run into it and is safe. There you go. Psalms 18:12 to add on to that point. We'll close it out right here. It says, Yahweh Bashem Shai is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, my God, my strength, in whom I will trust, my buckler and the horn of my salvation and my high tower. So we're making the Lord our foundation, our sanctuary, our safe haven. And those women that don't want to go with the program and get in line and get in order before it's too late, and those that continue to keep that mentality will be destroyed, man. Because once again, we're at some times that have never been seen before in history. Terrible, terrible times are to come. And you have a lot of these women, once again, mainly these independent feminist women, being the main ones begging and screaming for help, man. So pretty much hit the main point already. Sorry if I sound like a broken record and repeated certain points, but when I brought it all together and it was edifying. So I do want to give all praises on glory to Yahweh Shemashai, Bashem Kakadash, the Barnes the Apostles, and Else Great Millstone for teaching us this truth. Peace and blessings to Hope Like of Israel, and Shalom, saints of the Lord.